Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos opens up about guy's restraining order. October 24, 2024. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Bachelor Nation News. News broke earlier this month that Golden Bachelorette contestant Guy Gansert had a restraining order filed against him. Joan Vassos opened up about the shocking revelation. Keep reading to find out what she had to say about it. All about restraining order against Golden Bachelorette's Guy Gansert. The Bachelor Nation franchise's vetting process was called into question just weeks before Joan Vassos' season of The Golden Bachelorette started. It came out that Gen Tran's final Bachelorette suitor, Devin Strader, had a shady past. He had a prior arrest and a restraining order filed against him, but he still made it through the show's supposedly rigorous background check. Fans of the franchise never thought that kind of thing would come to light about the Golden Bachelorette suitors, but they were wrong. Not one, but two of Joan's contestants had restraining orders filed against them in the past, Gil Ramirez and Guy Gansert. Jill was eliminated pretty early on, but Guy is one of Joan's final three suitors. His ex-wife filed a restraining order in 2021, alleging that he physically threatened her. She detailed another incident when he made his hand into the shape of a gun and threatened to shoot her. Guy Gansert immediately took responsibility for his past behavior. This was an unfortunate situation that occurred during an incredibly stressful time for me, he wrote in a social media post. He added that they resolved the situation privately, and she ultimately dropped the restraining order. According to Us Weekly, the restraining order being dismissed is why it didn't show up in the background check, and he was able to continue through casting. Joan Vassos opens up about Guy's past. Joan Vassos was a guest on Nick Viall's podcast earlier this week. The former Bachelor asked her thoughts on her suitor's shady past. Joan, who has her own secrets, said it didn't surprise her. The Golden franchise is a little bit unique because we come here with a lot of past. We've lived a lot of life, and it doesn't completely surprise me that there are things that they're maybe not proud of later on. However, she made it clear that she never witnessed any problematic behavior from Guy, and he'd been a total gentleman. He was so kind to me, and he was so open, and he was so vulnerable. He talked about, finally feeling happy for the first time in so many years. I never in a million years would have guessed that there was any kind of past there, she said. Share your thoughts about Guy Gansert in the comments. Watch Joan's full podcast interview below. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest controversies currently shaking up the Golden Bachelorette. News broke earlier this month that contestant Guy Gansert, one of Joan Vassos' final three suitors, had a restraining order filed against him. Joan has since addressed this shocking revelation, providing her perspective on the situation and Guy's past behavior. Let's break down everything she said and take a closer look at how this revelation impacts her journey on the show. The details surrounding Guy Gansert's restraining order. It all started when fans began questioning the vetting process for contestants after details surfaced about Gen Tran's final Bachelorette suitor, Devin Strader, who had a complicated history involving a prior arrest and a restraining order. With the franchise under fire, the focus soon shifted to the Golden Bachelorette, where not one, but two contestants from Joan Vassos' season had histories with restraining orders, Gil Ramirez and Guy Gansert. While Gil's history was revealed early in the season, leading to his quick departure, Guy has remained a prominent contestant, even making it to Joan's top three. Court documents show that Guy's ex-wife filed the restraining order back in 2021, citing threatening behavior, including one specific incident where he allegedly made his hand into a gun shape and threatened to shoot her. Despite this history, the restraining order was dismissed after the two resolved matters privately, which, according to Us Weekly, may explain why it didn't appear during the show's background check process. This twist has led fans to speculate about how thorough the franchise's vetting process truly is, especially when it involves older contestants with complex life experiences. Guy Gansert's response to the allegations. After news of the restraining order broke, Guy wasted no time in addressing the situation publicly. In a lengthy social media post, he took responsibility for his actions, describing it as an unfortunate moment in his life during a stressful period. He acknowledged that while his behavior was regrettable, the issue was eventually resolved amicably, with his ex-wife choosing to drop the restraining order. Fans' reactions to his post have been mixed, some appreciative of his candor and willingness to take responsibility, while others remain cautious about whether his past could foreshadow potential red flags. Joan Vassos shares her perspective on Nick Viall's podcast. Joan Vassos recently appeared on Nick Viall's podcast, where she addressed the revelations about Guy's past head-on. As a seasoned adult who has experienced her share of life's ups and downs, Joan shared her understanding perspective, pointing out that the Golden Bachelorette contestants often bring more history and past struggles compared to younger Bachelor Nation stars. "We come here with a lot of past," she shared. "We've lived a lot of life, and it doesn't completely surprise me that there are things that maybe we're not all proud of later on." Joan explained that Guy had always treated her with kindness, describing him as open, vulnerable, and respectful throughout their time together. He talked about finally feeling happy for the first time in so many years. "I never in a million years would have guessed that there was any kind of past there," she said. What fans are saying. Since Joan's podcast appearance, fans have been buzzing on social media, with some applauding her openness and others concerned about the franchise's responsibility to thoroughly vet contestants, even those with dismissed legal issues. Many fans argue that while it's fair to give people second chances, Bachelor Nation should prioritize transparency when it comes to vetting for contestants' pasts. Closing thoughts. So there you have it, Bachelor Nation. Joan Vassos has spoken up about the situation, and she's made it clear that Guy's behavior with her has only been respectful. What do you think? Is this a red flag that Joan should be cautious about, or should his past be left behind as he moves forward with her? Outro. Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you haven't yet, watch Joan's full interview with Nick Viall for a deeper dive into her perspective. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more updates on the Golden Bachelorette. Today, we're diving into some shocking revelations about Joan Vassos' journey on the Golden Bachelorette. Just when we thought this season was all about finding love later in life, some serious details emerged about Guy Gansert, one of Joan's final 3 suitors. In an interview on Nick Viall's podcast, Joan broke her silence about Guy's past, and her response might surprise you. All about the restraining order against Golden Bachelorette's Guy Gansert? First, let's go over the story that caught fans by surprise. Earlier this month, reports surfaced that Guy Gansert had a restraining order filed against him in 2021. His ex-wife alleged that Guy physically threatened her and even made a gesture with his hand, implying violence. This news sent shockwaves through Bachelor Nation, raising questions about how contestants like Guy were vetted before being allowed on the Golden Bachelorette. Bachelor Nation fans might recall that this isn't the first time a contestant's past has raised eyebrows. Just a few months ago, Gen Tran's final suitor, Devon Strader, was revealed to have a history involving a restraining order and an arrest. In Guy's case, though, it appears that his restraining order didn't come up during the background checks, reportedly because it was later dismissed. Guy addressed this directly in a social media statement, describing it as a regrettable situation he dealt with privately. He explained that the restraining order was ultimately dropped after they resolved things. Joan Vassos responds to Guy's past on Nick Viall's podcast. Nick Viall didn't hold back when Joan was a guest on his podcast this week, asking her about her reaction to Guy's history. Joan's response was thoughtful and surprisingly understanding. She acknowledged that her age group, participating in a franchise like the Golden Bachelorette often brings a lifetime of experiences, some of which might not be pretty. Joan explained, "The Golden franchise is a little bit unique because we come here with a lot of past. We've lived a lot of life, and it doesn't completely surprise me that there are things that they're maybe not proud of later on." Her openness about the complexities of dating in midlife resonated with fans, especially those who have experienced relationships that involve a lot of personal history. Despite the serious nature of the accusations against Guy, Joan insisted she hadn't witnessed any troubling behavior from him during the season. She described Guy as consistently kind and vulnerable, adding, "He was so kind to me and he was so open. He talked about, finally feeling happy for the first time in so many years." According to Joan, her relationship with Guy was marked by positivity, and she never suspected he had any history that would come back to haunt him. The franchise's vetting process under fire. Bachelor Nation has been vocal about the vetting process for contestants, especially after discovering issues with both Devin Strader and Guy Gansert this year. When contestants have serious accusations or legal histories, fans feel that transparency and accountability are key to making the show trustworthy. Some fans think the franchise should either tighten its background checks or be more upfront with viewers about what they do and don't know about contestants. However, Joan's response does reflect the franchise's attempts to showcase real, relatable relationships for older contestants. She understands the complexities that come with dating at this stage in life and seems to believe in giving people grace. For Joan, it seems her connection with Guy overshadows his past, at least for now.